Imagine, just for a second, an army of 40,000 people. Now picture them gathering, not for a protest, not for a massive music festival, but to build something totally monumental. And here's the kicker. They're not doing this over a few decades. They're doing it in exactly one single, highly coordinated day. Sounds literally impossible, right? Well, today, we're looking at a project that's gearing up to pull off exactly that.
Welcome back to The Explainer, everyone. I am absolutely pumped to guide you through this today. We're zeroing in on an upcoming event in Bhutan known as Project 108. It is this jaw-dropping intersection where ancient spiritual tradition meets ultra-modern, incredibly coordinated engineering.
Okay, here's our quick roadmap for today. Section 1, Royal Initiative. Section 2, Sacred Architecture. 3, the significance of 108. 4, historic workforce. And finally, 5, global invitation. Let's just jump right in. All right, Section 1, an extraordinary royal initiative. To really grasp the what and the how here, we've got to start with the why. A project of this magnitude doesn't just materialize out of thin air. It started with a seriously visionary call to action. Back on February 21st, 2026, His Majesty, the King of Bhutan, announced Project 108 with these exact, powerful words. We must do it to prove to ourselves that, as we face the challenges ahead, there is no limit to what we can achieve when we stand together. So the huge takeaway here is that this isn't just some construction gig in Gellifu Mindfulness City. It's an offering to the world, literal physical proof of the limitless potential we have when humanity actually unites. Moving on to Section 2, Decoding the Sacred Architecture. Let's look at what these 40,000 volunteers are actually going to be building along the Mao Chu River. What exactly is this structure?
Well, if you spent any time traveling around Asia, you've almost definitely seen one of these. The universal Sanskrit term is stupa. It literally translates to heap, which is a nod to the earthen mounds originally built over sacred relics, over 2.5 millennia ago. Today, they're everywhere, from Sri Lanka all the way to Japan.
Now, up in the Himalayas, places like Bhutan, Tibet, and Nepal, the word they use is chorten, meaning basis of offering. And what's truly fascinating is how they function. A chorten isn't a building you live in. You don't even go inside to worship. The whole thing is completely sealed. It's packed with prayers, blessings, and sacred texts. Think of it like a physical form of prayer locked in stone, basically acting as a spiritual battery that radiates good merit to anyone who sees it or even just walks by.
For Project 108 specifically, they're building what's called a Jangchb Chortens, or the Stupa of Enlightenment. Out of the 8 classic types of stupas, this one is the big one. It specifically commemorates the exact moment the Buddha attained enlightenment.
And this perfectly breaks down the anatomy of what they're constructing. Every single inch is loaded with profound Buddhist philosophy. Just look at the base down there, the 3. That symbolizes the earth element, the solid foundation of all existence. Moving up, you've got those tiered steps, the bong rim, representing the 4 noble truths and the path to liberation. Then, sitting right in the middle is the bumpa, that main rounded dome which holds the sacred relics. Above that, the korlo, which has exactly 13 rings to represent the stages of reaching Buddhahood. And finally, right at the very top, the Nimda sun, the moon, sun, and flame, symbolizing compassion, wisdom, and their perfect union. It's just brilliantly designed.
All right, Section 3, the significance of 108. So we know what a Jangchb Chortens is. Now let's zoom out a bit and look at the staggering math and the sheer scale of this gesture. Because, well, the project is literally named after its defining metric, 108.
So why 108? In this project, that number is definitely not just decorative. Across global traditions, and we're talking both spiritual and scientific here, 108 has been recognized for centuries as this ultimate symbol of wholeness and completeness. It's basically the intersection where the cosmic meets the personal. The sheer frequency of this number popping up across totally unrelated fields is just mind-bending. Get this, in astronomy, the distance between the Earth and the Sun is roughly 108 times the Sun's diameter. The same ratio applies to the distance between the Earth and the Moon. In Buddhism, the complete teachings of the Buddha are preserved in exactly 108 volumes. And your standard prayer mala? 108 beads. Over in Hinduism, there are 108 sacred Upanishads. And in mathematics, 108 is the beautiful product of 1 to the power of 1 times 2 squared times 3 cubed. It is deeply, fundamentally woven into the fabric of our universe. So naturally, Project 108 will feature 108 of these monuments, and they'll be spaced exactly 108 meters apart. How cool is that?
Let's pivot from the abstract numbers to actual physical scale. Each one of these 108 Chortens is going to be 15 meters tall. But, numbers on a page can be kind of hard to visualize. So how tall is 15 meters, really? Take a look at this scale comparison. A 15-meter structure is absolutely massive. Just one Jangchb Chorten is about 50% taller than a typical 3-story building. It's over 8 times the height of an average person. And remember, we're not talking about just building one of these. They are building 108 of them in a single continuous line, creating a 12-kilometer procession of monumental sacred architecture. To really put this into perspective, and this is the part that totally blows my mind, let's stack them all up. If you stacked all 108 Chortens vertically, they would shoot 1.62 kilometers straight up into the sky. That is nearly twice the height of the Burj Khalifa, literally the tallest building in the world. We're talking roughly 5 Eiffel Towers or more than 11 Great Pyramids stacked on top of each other. That is the sheer volume of sacred presence being willed into existence here. Okay, Section 4, a workforce making history. So how on earth does Bhutan plan to raise 108 of these massive structures in one single coordinated day on November 1st, 2026? Well, let's put it into historical context. Think about history's greatest builds. They took decades, sometimes centuries, of intense state-directed labor. The Great Pyramid, that took 20 to 30,000 workers, about 2 decades. The Taj Mahal, 20,000 artisans working for 22 years. The Great Wall of China took hundreds of thousands of laborers across multiple centuries. But Project 108 is going to mobilize 40,000 people to finalize these external structures in just one day. And the most beautiful, totally unique distinction here, every single person is a volunteer, showing up for a greater spiritual calling. The cultural engine that's actually driving this massive workforce is a uniquely Bhutanese concept called abut. It's this sacred tradition of voluntary, communal work, offered freely as a form of spiritual practice. And the response? Unprecedented. These volunteer groups represent a total cross-section of society. You've got school children working right alongside retirees, tech professionals teaming up with monks and nuns, farmers, diplomats, doctors, musicians, all just coming together, rolling up their sleeves to offer their labor. Now, quick reality check. Actually, let me clarify something. They aren't just showing up blindly with shovels on the morning of November 1st, 2026. Pulling off a one-day completion of this magnitude requires insane cascading logistical prep, and that is already well underway. The 12-kilometer site along the river? Confirmed. The shortened design? Locked in. Technical engineering and foundation work are actively happening right now. Materials are being sourced, and eminent Buddhist masters are already steering the spiritual side of things. That final day is just the grand culmination, the moment when intention, action, and awareness perfectly align to raise the external structures all at the exact same time.
Which brings us to Section 5, an invitation to the world. Now, while this is deeply rooted in Bhutanese tradition and is happening over in Jellaphu Mindfulness City, Project 108 is actually an open invitation to the entire planet.
The project is really shaped by 2 main forces, which means there are 2 distinct ways you can get involved. The first way is to sponsor a Chorten. Sponsorship starts at $200,000 and that covers the construction, all the sacred materials, and the final consecration. You can even dedicate it in honor of a loved one or your family, cementing a permanent legacy. The second way? Literally join the build. They need 40,000 ground volunteers. And no, you don't need to be an expert mason. No specialist skills required. Just a willingness to be trained, some discipline, and a shared sense of purpose. The world is totally welcome to stand shoulder to shoulder with the thousands of Bhutanese who are already on board.
So let's bring it all home. Why does this matter so much right now? Well, in times of serious global turmoil, what Buddhist masters often refer to as degenerate times, this project acts as a monumental anchor. It is a massive, collective act of merit, a profound offering of peace and spiritual protection to a world that, quite frankly, desperately needs it. It's this beautiful, tangible reminder that humanity can still build magnificent things together.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought as we wrap up today's explainer. Will you answer the call? Whether that's through sponsorship or by actually getting your hands dirty with 40,000 other people on November 1st, 2026, the invitation is out there to help build a permanent legacy of global peace. I really hope you found this deep dive into Project 108 as inspiring and, frankly, as fascinating as I did. Keep learning, keep exploring, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.